Got it.
Dude, I love that intro, man. That music, that beat is just awesome.
Yeah, comes in from out of nowhere. I like it. I like that a lot.
So we got 7 minutes of
Something.
something. And tonight we're talking entrepreneurship. And basically, I'm going to set the timer. We're going to get rock and roll. Grab your cup of coffee, grab your kombucha, your water, whatever you want to drink. And we'll chill out for 7 minutes, share some insight, and hopefully take a gem. We'll have a quick call to action at the end of this call. End of every call, we want to have a call to action. So we'll have that at the end of the call. But I'm going to set the timer now. And Tim, entrepreneurialism. Okay, it's a hot topic. It's been a hot topic for years and years and years. And a small percentage, I would say, a small percentage of our population actually takes advantage of building their own business. And I think that number is growing for sure. But what was the reason that you started your own business?
There wasn't one. There was a lot of reasons, but I wanted to take. So I was a member in the Philadelphia Carpenters Union, and I didn't like the idea that I have such a small amount of control over my career, really. And I felt like I had hit my glass ceiling. I felt like there wasn't really anywhere else for me to go. And I was tired of getting hired for a contract and then getting laid off and collect unemployment and then look for work and then find a job. And then when I would get hired by a company, I didn't know every day could be my last day. And there was such a high level of anxiety with living that lifestyle that by the 11th or 12th year I was in, I took a step back and I said, the next decade is going to be like the last decade. And am I okay with that? And I said, no. And I said, well, there's got to be somewhere else to go to do something. I said, there's got to be an alternative. And I was like, what is it? And it was like, well, you're going to have to leave, and do your own thing. So yeah, there was, like I said, there was many reasons. And I really like weighed a lot of my options out, pro'd it, conned it, really like devil advocated it with myself. And I tell you right now, a couple of my friends were like, before you made the movie, you should have talked to people. And I said, no, I'm glad I didn't, because I would have stayed if I would have talked to everybody, because nobody would have been on board for it, you know? So it's like that proverbial saying, like burn the ships in the harbor. That's exactly what I did. And dude, it was so scary and so overwhelming. I left myself no choices that I had to make it work.
Hmm.
I had no choice but to make it work. And here we are, almost 6 years later, and here we are. It's working out.
Yeah, my second question, would you do it all over again?
I think so. I think I'd do it all over again, but I would have done it sooner. Yeah, definitely would have done it sooner rather than wait. Well, yeah, I would have done it sooner rather than wait. I would have done it sooner.
Why do you say
I'm
that?
probably not. Uh, I say that because now I would be in like my seventh or eighth year of business rather than only being in my fifth. You know what I mean? So if I would have gone like 2 years sooner, like the way that the Carpenters Union works is got paid to go to school for them, and you have to provide 10 years of service to essentially like repay that schooling back, and then you get tenured in with your pension and annuity and all that kind of stuff. So I had to complete at least 10 years in the union. So I wouldn't have been able to go. I would have only been able to go 2 years ago. So like I said, I would just be 2 years further. That's all.
Hmm.
But the 2 years is like, who knows? In the next 2 years, I could be in a totally different spot than where I'm at right now. So much can happen in that small amount of time.
So the anxiety that it produced, you would go back and do it all over again, but you would do it sooner. And if you had a message for anyone who's kind of on the fence of starting their own thing, what would be one piece of advice you would offer those people?
Go talk to the people that you don't want to talk to and ask those questions. Ask them the questions that you don't want to ask them.
People who've been through the process already.
Anybody.
Mhm.
I mean, we all have people who were like, "Oh, we want to ask this person that question, but we're afraid to."
Mhm.
You like it could be a business owner, it could be somebody in your family who you like don't like or disrespect, or whatever it is. But given there's like a relationship where you might think that somebody's like better than you or something like that, or I don't want to go ask this person this question because they might like cut me out of the will or something. Go talk to that person because they're going to give you a piece of advice that nobody else is. And because you have them in a way that you're afraid to talk to them, you're going to receive their words in a different way that you're not going to receive somebody else's, because you have a different level of respect for them.
Okay.
You know,
Makes sense.
you're not going to go talk to a cashier at Wawa, or like you're not going to go talk to a cashier or a sales clerk at like a grocery store about starting your entrepreneur business, because they're going to tell you not to do it because they're afraid, right? You want to go talk to somebody who's already a millionaire, billionaire. You want to go talk to those people, and ask them the questions, because they know what to do. They've done it already.
Unless in certain instances, people who are working at those have a side gig, and there's a lot of people who have side gigs these days that are doing incredibly well. So if there's an individual like that, definitely ask those types of questions. But now a call to action, I would say, would be to, for anyone on this call or anyone viewing today, what is it that you're passionate about? What is something that you're passionate about and you could create a business around? Because that's what business is all about. We're just under a minute right now. Business is about, I feel it's about creating an income stream, creating revenue around something that you're passionate about. And you're doing it with construction before and after. It's creating amazing work, and you have that passion, that drive. So I think the call to action for people on here is to say, what's something that you're passionate about you can create revenue around. And we could definitely have follow-ups on this particular topic. So thank you, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
And that was 7 minutes of something. Enjoy the vibe on the way out of this call, and we will be back with 7 minutes of something else very soon. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome, Chad. Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one.